Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Farmer George. On today's episode, we're going to be making some gourmet hot pepper olive oil. My wife and I took a cooking class and we learned how to make this recipe, and it's actually very simple and we'd like to share it with you. So taking most of the peppers from our garden, it's going to be hotter than what we had in the cooking class, but I'm sure it's going to be great. So let's take a look on how we make it. So step one before we even got to this point was to collect the hot peppers. We're gonna make this really spicy. So I got some ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, orange habaneros, Trinidad and Ruga scorpions, chocolate habanero, and some cayenne peppers. So first step, after you collect your peppers, is to chop them up coarsely, not too thin, not too big, because this is what's gonna go in your jar. After you're done chopping, put all the chopped peppers in this bowl and cover them with apple cider vinegar. And then we're gonna loosely cover that with some saran wrap and let it sit on the counter all night long. So this is the finished product of the chopped peppers. And you can see I left some of them a little bit thicker. Like the cayenne, I left a little thicker. That big piece right there. The habanero. But the super hot ones, like the Carolina Reaper or the Trinidad and Ruga scorpion, I cut those up really fine because you don't want a big chunk of those in your oil if you're eating the oil. So next step is to get the apple cider vinegar, and we're gonna cover up this pepper potpourri, and we're just gonna set a piece of plastic wrap on top so that nothing gets in it while it sits through the rest of the day and overnight. And now all we do is wait. And there it is. And you can see that I didn't put too much apple cider vinegar in there, just enough to cover up the peppers. And that's all you're gonna need. We'll check back tomorrow. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drain the peppers, drain the apple cider vinegar from the peppers. Be careful at this step because the fumes from the hot peppers can get up in your face and irritate your eyes and your respiratory system. So be careful when you're doing this. Try not to breathe directly over the vinegar. These have been sitting out for all day yesterday. I did it in the morning and then overnight, so about 24 hours, maybe a little less. So we're gonna strain this liquid in here. And you can keep, the recipe says to discard this vinegar that's in the bowl beneath the strainer, but I'm pretty sure it's got a lot of good flavor in it. It's probably pretty spicy. So I'm gonna bottle it and set it in the fridge. The next thing to do is to take the peppers out and put them over some paper towels so you can dry them out. These don't have to be completely dry, but just dry enough. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take another paper towel and then just pat dry these peppers. So we got it right around the 2 ounce mark. I used all the peppers, a little bit over, but doesn't that look pretty? Next thing we have to do is chop up our garlic and our mint. The next step is to take the 5 to 6 pieces of mint leaves and 5 to 6 pieces of sliced garlic, and you just put it right in the cup. Nice and easy. And then we're gonna fill it all the way to the top with our high quality extra virgin olive oil. So we're just gonna fill it all the way to the top. And these are 8 ounce mason jars. You want a little bit of room so the tops don't touch the oil. Just take that. Carefully
place the rings on top and tighten. And you're gonna want to set these out for 2 weeks. And you don't need to leave them in your fridge because you've taken care of the peppers in the vinegar, so they won't spoil. The olive oil should preserve the mint leaves and the garlic, so that'll be okay. And then after 2 weeks, this will be steeped, and with time, the more and more steeping will occur, and the more flavorful your oil will become. So that's it, guys. This is the best tasting pepper oil I've ever had. So why don't you give it a try? I didn't have it with the super hot peppers because the cooking class I had, it was only working with up to, I think, habanero heat. So I got all the way up to Carolina Reaper in these, so it's gonna be pretty spicy. I'm looking forward to it. So just another peek at the finished product. Look at how beautiful that is. You see the mint leaves on top. There's a couple pieces of sliced garlic in there, and that huge mix of pretty much all the peppers in my garden. So remember, you want to use extra virgin olive oil, a good quality extra virgin olive oil, and you don't have to refrigerate this. So as long as you've steeped it in the vinegar overnight, over probably 10-12 hours, you should be good to go. If you do refrigerate it, the oil is likely to congeal, and that's okay. You just have to set it out on the counter for it to come out of the solid state that it's in. So no harm in just letting it sit out on the counter. It won't be on the counter for long because this stuff is really good. We had it with some bread with some hummus on top, and then we just drizzled a little bit of this on top of that. And oh man, it was so good. I had to make it. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, throw me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave comments, questions, anything you want. And remember, let's share and grow together. See ya.